woke up, got a phone call from our publisher, and he literally said, hey, if you've got anything in the office down here, call one of the guys and have them take it home. I'm locking the doors today. And I was like, what do you mean? And he's all, that's it. He's all, we're out of business. I'm closing the door. So, hey, what's up, guys? This is Drew. Welcome to the Wolf Den. Today we're going to give you a little bit of tour about where we run and operate the loamwolf.com.
Right. And so what is the Loam Wolf?
We are a media outlet. We focus on straight up, honest product reviews, athlete interviews, and just generally try to create unique, mountain bike media content. And we also love designing our own merch, gear, and building custom bikes and doing bike giveaways every 3 or 4 months.
So right, the first thing I see is that big thing.
Yeah.
Is that your vehicle?
That is it, man. Yeah, we're on the One Less Sprinter program here.
Oh, whoa! Why is everyone part of that freaking program?
I don't know. It's just what us broke guys say when we can't afford a Sprinter.
Dude,
Makes us feel better.
we can still be friends, but does this have a name?
You know what? This van, I've only had it for about a month. We haven't quite named it. We're thinking about calling it the Loam Raider. Silver and black, I guess it works, but we'll see.
Well, hopefully it doesn't perform like the Raiders.
I hope.
You want to just give us a little bit of a tour of this then?
Right on, man. So just got the wrap done. Like I said, we've only had this van for about a month. It replaced my old trusty Vandito, which you guys may have seen around, but just got a wrap. Starting to work on the inside here. Not quite finished, but yeah, got a little bit of storage, locked safe space for we need to put in some camera gear and equipment while we're out on the trail. Got the L-track in, my window cages so people can't get out,
Oh,
or, I mean so bike handlebars don't break the windows.
Okay, we'll see you later, dude. What is that big thing on the roof?
Oh yeah, so that is our new CVT tent. It is an electronic powered pop-up clamshell, they're calling it. So it will, in about 30 seconds, man, I can just hook it up to a cigarette lighter, push a button, and it will pop up and fully extend. We can sleep 2 people up there. The bench inside folds out into a sleeper sofa. So we'll be able to get 1 person sleeping inside, 2 in the tent, and hopefully stay comfortable, warm, and not have to spend a bunch of money on hotel rooms every night.
Oh, hey guys!
Yeah, these are the.
Oh, are these the wolves?
Yeah.
Hi, buddy. How you doing?
That's Bandit.
Aw, Bandit. Oh, which one's Bandit? This is Bandit, I'm assuming.
That's Bandit. Yep. And this guy here is Dunk the Chunk.
Oh, how's Dunk the Chunk? Ah, how you doing? They don't look very aggressive, dude.
Now, don't be fooled.
Oh, don't.
So this is where we keep, a lot of the test bikes. Motorcycles, build a lot of the bikes. I shoot a lot of our Mail Call Monday videos, a lot of the product review videos that we do. You may recognize this from our small YouTube channel, but yeah, man, this Niner right here is actually our next giveaway bike.
Oh, right.
We've named it the Rusty Trombone. It is a full custom painted by Tony Bowman. It's got lace inlay in there, and we're going to be giving that bike away in 2.5 months. So
right.
Be sure to check the site out if you want a chance to win.
How do you win it?
So basically how we do it is every $5 spent in the Lone Wolf web store gets you 1 entry. So if you buy a $5 sticker pack, you get 1 entry, or if you buy a $20 t-shirt, you get 4 entries. And basically we have a 3-month period where we try to promote the bikes and get as many people entered as possible, and it helps support us. I mean, and that's a major generator for us because we don't really sell a lot of ads on our website to try to maintain the most integrity we can in our reviews.
And so these are all bikes that you're testing?
Yep, yeah, these are all test bikes. I've got about 4 more that are kind of out with our other test riders. I spread it around so we can take notes from a few different people so that we've got different terrain, different riding styles, and then we can kind of put everyone's notes together because not everyone rides the same way and isn't looking for the same thing out of a bike. So that way we can get really good details on our reviews and make sure we give each bike the fair shot we can.
And these are yours as well?
They are, yeah. So yeah, I've got this Triumph Scrambler, my bagger, which I've kind of ridden all over the country. I actually have a mountain bike rack for this bike, and
this one?
Yeah, so I've ridden this thing to Sturgis and then up to Crankworks Whistler with my mountain bike on the back, and I've ridden it to Rampage, you name it. So as we make our way down the corridor here, we get to the Lone Wolf office. shipping center, and warehouse.
That's a lot of
Yeah.
responsibility for one office.
Yeah, we're quite efficient here, but not really. So yeah, most of the time I sit or stand here at my desk and hardly ever get out anymore. Here we've got all the merchandise gear, a lot of the jerseys, shirts, mud guards, stickers, you name it. Got our closet full of water bottles, sticker packs, all that kind of crap. So we definitely stay busy and try to do what we can with the space we've got, you know. Almost everything we get is either, you know, screen printed. Our stickers are made here in Bend, Oregon. Our jerseys are actually made in Los Angeles, California. So other than that, man, we pretty much try to source as much as we can locally in the U.S. and I handle all the shipping myself. I've kind of hired on a buddy part-time to come help me just because my normal daily schedule is, you know, work all day, take a break and have dinner with my wife for about an hour, and then I come back in here and ship orders from like 8 to 11 at night, and it's been 2 years of that. It's getting a little tiring, so I've got a buddy, and it ges a little tight in here when we've got a lot of orders, but we do our best, and we thank our fans for being really patient. This dude will help sometimes. If you find any dog hair on your orders, it's because he likes to step on packages.
And do you want to walk us through just some of your like top selling merchandise items? Like what are people really into?
Absolutely, man. So I would say for sure some of our more popular items is this is the Party Wolf jersey. It's a little bit of a Hawaiian themed kind of, you know, vibe.
So dope.
So that's definitely a popular seller for us. So I'd say this is probably our other most popular jersey, which we just released some new colors of. We call this the Electrified jersey. As with a lot of our designs, I drew this on a napkin because I'm pretty dumb when it comes to computers. But we've got a smart guy on the staff named Sean who's able to take my napkin drawings and make them look cool. So this is definitely one of our more popular jerseys and one of my favorites to ride in. And we got a couple of new colors in the store that I'm pretty stoked on.
I'm seeing a ton of cool merch here, but more importantly, besides it looking super cool, you were saying it plays a vital role in keeping you guys somewhat independent?
Yeah, absolutely. It's, you know, it was a goal of ours when we started to kind of have cool products and brand imaging that we'd want to wear and we're stoked on, right? We don't like a lot of the super bright neon kits that were available. And so as we started developing some kind of alternative style jerseys and shirts and branding, people were digging it, and we were starting to sell enough to where it became a viable source of income. And it's just been really neat because the more we design stuff, the better we sell, especially in, you know, when we link it up with like our giveaway bikes. We're able to generate just enough revenue to keep the lights on and keep us from having to look for real jobs, and then we're not totally reliant upon advertising from brands. And then that sometimes gets you into some murky waters, you know, if you're trying to criticize a product or a bike from a brand that's, you know, going to maybe pull their ad budget because they're not happy with, you know, your honest feedback. That, you know, having a good, strong merch store with products that our fans can help support us with is really important, and it's been a real blessing that people are stoked on our gear. So when it's something that you're passionate about, you're always going to work more, and you know that is just going to consume a lot of time, and it's going to eat at you because it's personal and you're putting your heart and everything you've got into it. So trying to stay focused on accomplishing small tasks with having a big goal at the back of your mind is probably the best tips I could have, because so many days I'll be in here and I'll get overwhelmed and kind of freak out and feel like I'm just running in a circle and I'm not getting anything done because I'm just trying to like do a million little things instead of like staying focused on like, okay, this is one thing that has to get done. I'm going to do that until it's finished and then move to the next one. At least then at the end of the day, if you've got your checklist, you can cross them off and then you feel good about getting something done.
A little bit of story time. Tell me about the history of the Loam Wolf.
All right, so Sea Otter, I guess it was our 2nd year anniversary, and basically where Lone Wolf came from was originally was I was watching a Dirt Shark video called Doonies. They're like a dirt bike media company, and I was really pumped watching that video. It was just raw metal music, flames, explosions, like tons of action, no slow-mo. And I kind of just had this light bulb moment. I was like, mountain bike media's gone soft. Like everything's about slow-mo and who can show off their most expensive camera. And it's like a National Geographic view of what our sport is, right? It's beautiful and they're great art pieces, but like they don't get you stoked to ride. And I watched that video and I was so pumped to go ride, and I was like, mountain bike needs a dirt shark again. And as I was just going over back and forth, that the name Lone Wolf popped into my head, and I went and Google searched Lone Wolf to see if it was taken, thinking, you know, for sure it's got to be a used name already, and it wasn't. So I bought the URL, I, you know, got the trademark, copyright, all that stuff as quick as I could, and the thought was just to kind of have a little bit of an alternative brand, make some jerseys and clothing, and, you know, maybe some fun little video edits that were, you know, back to the New World Disorder days of like when I was young, watching videos and getting pumped to go ride. At the time, I was the editor for Decline magazine, and I was sort of just going to do this as a bit of a side project and just, you know, have some fun with it. And about 2 months later, woke up, got a phone call from our publisher, and he literally said, hey, if you've got anything in the office down here, call one of the guys and have them take it home. I'm locking the doors today. And I was like, what do you mean? And he's all, that's it. He's all, we're out of business. I'm closing the door. So take anything you want. And like, call the guys if they've got, you know, your pictures, helmets, gear, whatever you want, that's yours. And that's it. And I literally, he shut down his emails, his phone numbers, everything, and never heard from him again. So the next day after the shock kind of wore off, two of my fellow, you know, Decline employees reached out, and we were all kind of like, dude, what are we gonna do? And they'd heard of my, you know, Lone Wolf idea, and they're like, should we see if we can do this on our own? And so we all sent emails to the brands whose, you know, products we still had in our, you know, owned garages, and told them that we were thinking about doing our own media channel, and if they'd be willing to let us, you know, keep the bikes for a little bit longer, and we could start doing reviews on our own channel. And we were very fortunate that everyone was super on board. They said they believed in what we were doing, and we ran with it, man. And we've been doing it ever since, and that was kind of the start of Lone Wolf.
There's no ignoring the fact that other people are out there like Pink Bike, Vital, some key name brands. What do you think sets Lone Wolf apart?
For sure, man. Yeah, they're the big fish in the pond. I think what sets us apart is probably our diversity in the fact that we are so small and independent that we can react quick. We can do whatever we want or we believe in. You know, we don't have channels and funding and whatever that we have to seek approval. And I think in terms of our reviews and the website, I think two of the biggest factors are probably that I think our reviews are the most believable and honest in the industry. I think our readers agree with that because, you know, we always see comments where people are thanking us for, you know, finally breaking out of the shell and giving honest feedback, and that means a lot to us when we hear that. And, you know, our site, I would say, like, visually, the experience on the site is superior to a lot of the others, in my opinion. You know, I have friends that work at all the different sites, and we're buddies, and I don't totally consider them competitors because I think we're all trying to do something a little bit differently. And yeah, so I'd say the honesty and the integrity of our reviews and the visual experience of being in our site are probably the two big standouts, along with the fact that we were trying to do stuff in a little more like real man's, like, you know, no bullshit kind of way.
What are some growing pains you guys experienced?
The growing pains, man. So one of the biggest is probably just trying to keep up with the demand from companies and from merch sales. So we're at a really tough spot right now where, you know, we've been doing this for 2 years plus, and we haven't been paying ourselves. You know, every time we sell out of gloves or a shirt or whatever, you know, we take that money and we buy new gloves or new shirts and try to just roll that into the next project. And it's tough because we're now at a spot where brands are like, we want you to come do this, or will you come film this, you know, headquarter tour, or more merchandise sales are coming in than we've ever seen. And we need help, like we need more people working for us. But it's really hard to justify, like, how am I going to pay this dude 15 bucks or 20 bucks an hour to ship product when, you know, Sean or Andrew, you know, or myself haven't received a paycheck in 2 years. You know, like, it's really hard to be like, hey guys, you're going to continue not getting paid, but we're going to hire this new guy and we're going to pay him. So it's really tough just to try to find that balance of, like, realizing sometimes you got to bite the bullet and you need more help and you got to pay them to do it, and in the hopes of it growing the business some more. And that's total honest, you know, like, straight up talk, man. Like, it's a tough spot we're in, man. And Sea Otter was the first time, you know, it was 2 months ago, where, like, we left and people, there was hurt feelings because people I've seen for 7 years in a row that I consider friends in the industry, I didn't have time to go by their booth and see them, just because so many brands are pulling at us, and there's only 3 people there, right? Like, well, 2.5, because one of the guys has a full-time day job, and so he couldn't even make it till Friday night. So it's like, we're 2.5 guys trying to cover this huge show and have countless brands trying to pull us to come see their product, and you can't do it, man. And it's tough, and it bums me out because I know we're leaving stuff on the table and we can be doing more. And it's hard to balance who you let down versus, do you deliver content that you're not totally proud of because you've committed yourself to too many people, and that's where we're at right now. I would say that's a big goal right now, is just to be able to get a little bit more manpower, a little bit more budget, so that we can, you know, do a lot of the projects and spend time creating the content that we have in the back burner. You know, it's like, we know that there's some really awesome, like, in-depth, detailed features we want to write. There's behind-the-scenes stories on helmet technology, you know, workplace happiness and depression in the bike industry, like, deep stuff that people, I think, would find really interesting. But at the end of the day, right, like, we got to focus on web traffic, because if we want to be anywhere, we got to have reviews, because that's what people go and Google and want to come, you know, see a website. And then when we show a brand, like, hey, here's our web traffic, to try to have any chance of trying to get some money, you know, or send product or whatever that might be, you got to have web traffic, and reviews are what get web traffic. So it's tough, man. Like, we're in that in-between zone of, like, do we just focus on passion stories and go that route and just hope we make it, or do we keep focusing on reviews and go deep into e-bikes, right? Because that's the next big place, and if we get there first, we might have a chance.
All right, so Drew's going back inside the house, and what is going on here? So obviously Drew didn't need the lights. He didn't want the lights, which means that this dude is definitely a little bit more detail-oriented. What was your name?
Andrew, aka Chili Dog. So I kind of handle a lot of the visual stuff that you see out of Loam Wolf, whether it's photography or video. I'm the loser that's stuck on the other side of the camera normally, making all of our YouTube videos and editing them. So yeah. Drew's not very good at editing and stuff. I call him Old Man Drew. He's still learning how to, like, turn a rotary dial phone. That's a little complicated for him, but we're working on it. So yeah, computers are, like, way out of his, his range.
Where did the nickname Chili Dog come from?
That's a lot. So I'm half Chilean. I'm probably the whitest Chilean you've ever met. But yeah, half Chilean. So we were at another magazine, print publication together, and there were 3 Andrews there. We were trying to come up with some sort of nickname for me so that we all didn't answer when someone said Andrew. And they came up with Chili Dog because we were eating Tommy's chili burgers.
Are you ready for your 40-minute interrogation interview podcast right now?
Probably not. I'm used to being on that side of the camera, so it's really weird being over here.